The last example in this section also happens to have a base e, so the u is going to be the power, and the du is going to be the derivative of x squared plus 5, which is 2x. So that's what I started by writing. And next we have to figure out what to put in place of the -1 and what to put in place of the 3. So in place of the -1, we're going to have to remember that u is x squared plus 5, and when x is -1, erase the x and replace it with -1. So -1 squared is going to be 1, 1 plus 5 is going to be 6 at the end. And if I replace the u, it's going to be replaced with 3 squared plus 5, which is 9 plus 5. So I believe that's 14. All right, so that's basically going to be the end of my table, and I'm going to use all the numbers in this table to modify the problem. So here we go. First of all, the x, and then the e x squared plus 5, and the dx. And we have the -1, we have the 3. The first thing I'm going to do is figure out what to do for the 2. The 2 is missing, so I'm going to have a step just for that. Once I figure out what's missing and I make the substitution, I'm going to remember that the u is x squared plus 5, the du is 2x dx. I'm going to remember that 3 is the upper bound and -1 is the lower bound, and let's make the changes. So quite a few changes were made, and now the problem looks like the 1/2 antiderivative from 6 to 14 of e to the u du. And the good news is the antiderivative for e to the u is e to the u, and we're going to go from 6 to 14. So that means now we have to plug in the upper bound, then plug in the lower bound. And unfortunately for this problem, again, there's no way to rewrite it. This will be the final answer. There's no way to make it look prettier or better. And if you try to do it with a calculator, there's going to be some kind of a decimal there at the end, and it's not going to be able to convert it to a fraction. So let's look at the calculator. So again, I'm going to type it just like I see it on the paper. So I'm going to click Math 9, and the very first thing I'm going to do is put the letter x. Then I need the variable e, or the number e. So I'm going to click e by doing second ln. That will put an e on my screen. Then x squared plus 5. And the exponent is done, so I'm going to close the parentheses. Then I'm going to tell the calculator I'm integrating with respect to x from -1 all the way to 3. And if you click enter, it will say some random decimal. And if you try to do a fraction, the calculator will not be able to do that. That's because the answer cannot be written as a fraction. So that's the end of this problem.